Good morning. I'm Danielle, and today is day 28 of my 100-day video challenge. And today I want to talk about the topic of acceptance. And I've been talking with some friends about the theme, and there is a big difference between finding acceptance with things which have happened versus giving approval for things that have happened. So throughout a lot of my life, I used to be very riddled with anxiety and depression. And that is caused from depression, especially overthinking and ruminating over things that happened in the past that I have absolutely no way to control it. It happened. I need to accept that it happened. But my mind would just race over and over and play it over and over again. And that would create a victim mentality. Anxiety is caused by too much time and thought being spent dwelling on all the possible scenarios of what can happen in the future. Thinking about all the possibilities. Is it going to happen? Is it going to fail? What if this happens? What if this happens? And usually none of it even happens. I always have free will and free choice to make choices, but anxiety is caused by way too much overthinking that you get paralyzed and overwhelmed by thoughts of what could happen that will never even happen. So the theme of acceptance was critical for me to understand and to get my head around. I had read a meme or a proverb or a saying, and I'm going to butcher the actual saying. I'm sure if you Google it, you can find the actual words of it. But it was very profound for me. And it said, the same man can never walk into the same river because it's a different man and it's different water which passes. And that really signified to me the constant evolution and change. So even if you're having a new beginning, which I spoke about the other day, you're starting fresh from that point, but you have all of the experience and knowledge that you've learned from your life up until that point, and even from past lives, but that's a different discussion because there's karmic things that we bring with us into this lifetime too, ancestral stuff. But so for this lifetime, you become the person that you are because you're molded and you experience things throughout your life. So for example, I could easily say, "Oh, I wish I got divorced when the kids were young." There was a period where we almost got divorced, and we decided not to. We decided to stick it out and make it work, and actually that at the time was the best decision for us. And we went on for many years, and we stayed together, and we had a lot of good times, and we moved out to Long Island from Westchester, and many things happened during that time period. So it'd be very easy to say "Oh, I wish I should have done." No, because you know what? We didn't. And it led me to the place where I am and the person that I am today. My upbringing. There's many things that happened in my upbringing that I could easily say well, this happened to me, and I could be angry about it or feel victimized and place blame. But it's my upbringing. It's what I lived, it's what I knew, it's how I dealt, it's how I coped, and I can't do anything to change the bad parts about that. I had many good parts, but it helped contribute to the woman that I am today. And maybe I had to face those challenges or adversity or overcome certain traumas as part of my soul's growth, as part of my life experiences. And no matter how much I wish I did something differently, I have to accept that certain things happened to me, and that I made certain choices, and that I did certain things, some that I'm proud of, some that I'm not, but I have to detach and let it go. And things that were done to me that I'm not happy about, I could be as mad as I want, but it's still not going to change the fact that it happened. I need to accept that it happened, but then with that knowledge, create healthy boundaries so that it never happens again, and make choices on the person that I want to be based on those decisions or based on those experiences. Because I wouldn't be the person that I am had I not gone through those things. If everything was handed to me on a silver platter in life, I wouldn't have the resources or strength or confidence in myself to know that I can overcome those challenges. And I wouldn't be speaking with you today about how to overcome challenges. What would I have to base that on? You'd be like, get out of here, you're crazy, you have no experience. I do have experience, because if you're going through certain things, well, I've successfully overcome many things. So if I'm able to help provide knowledge or techniques that I've learned, I'm grateful. So even though it was really, really hard for me to go through that, now I can share my experience, strength, and hope and techniques to help other people come through that. So I guess that's my life's path. Now, acceptance, I don't have to give approval. So anybody that's violated me or taken advantage of me in the past, in any way, shape, or form, if it's just somebody taking me for granted, or if there was a more severe offense, I can accept what happened to me, but it doesn't mean that I approve that what they did was okay. And that's the whole concept of forgiveness. Forgiveness is for me, not for you. Like, I'm not playing judge and jury and God. Karma has a way of taking care of that. And I fully believe that what you put out into the universe, you will get what you put out into the universe. Ultimately. It doesn't have to come from me. It may come from somebody treating you even worse than you treated me. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. But what I do is I create boundaries so that you're never going to violate me in that way again. And I don't say, like, what you did is fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for being a jerk. No. But I can accept that it happened to me, and, like, I can learn from it and I can move on. It's very liberating to get your head around that difference, that shift. Because I experienced many things in my life, and I can accept the good and the bad. And no matter what, if I like it, if I dislike it, how it impacted me, I can't change it. That's my history. That's my experience. That's what happened. So I gotta let that go, detach with love. And what's the lesson there? What can I glean? How can I prevent those things from happening again? But more importantly, how do I choose to live my life? Because I know how bad it felt when those things happened to me. So, like, in terms of parenting, if there were things that were done to me that I disliked as a child and that I felt that it was not fair or it wasn't right or it wasn't how I would choose to do it, well, I have the choice to continue those patterns with my own children, or I can say, I'm going to parent differently because I know how bad I felt, and I choose not to continue that, and I choose a different way to parent and teach my children. And that's what I've tried my best to do. And I'm imperfect. Everybody's imperfect. I'm always trying, and I'm a work in progress. And I have some days that are better than others. But it's the recognition and the acceptance. So when I get all caught up in victimhood and woe is me and oh, well, this happened and you would do this too if you went through what I went through. Well, nothing can change what happens. So, like, if you're walking down a street and you trip and fall and you injure your ankle, does that mean that you need to flail yourself on the ground and, like, damage yourself and, like, throw yourself into traffic until you're dead? Because, like, it's something that happened in the past that you can't change. Or are you going to pick yourself up, check that there's nothing more serious that needs medical attention, dust yourself off, and be more careful about how you choose to walk forward? Most sane people will brush themselves off, do a health check, and say, all right, I need to pay more attention. I'm gonna use caution when I walk. I'm not gonna be so distracted. It's the same thing with acceptance. It doesn't mean that you're happy about it, but it means that you can own it, you can accept it, you can say, this is how it's affected me, positively, negatively, and how am I gonna move forward from here? And you're able to let go of what happened so that you can be here, present now, and move forward in the way that you desire, because that's what's in your control. And then you just keep trying to be the best version of yourself as possible. So if you have a new beginning, it's a new beginning with the understanding and knowledge basis of your past experiences. And that's the best we can do. That's all we can do. And then tomorrow you have a chance to do it again. But right now, you have the choice to do it today. So I hope that this is helpful. I would love to hear your feedback and thoughts on the matter. If you have techniques that have worked for you, I'd love to hear those too. All right, thanks for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye.